everybody, we're back.
And welcome back, and we're about to move into our second segment. Actually, this is going to be throughout the show for this morning. We're happy to have these folks here. We're talking about Yakshe Conservation Trust. This year celebrating 20 years. And these are the folks who actually see our country, the real beauty of it from the inside. Now, in with us is none other than, and we'll start all the way in the top, Christina Garcia. She's actually the Executive Director of Yakshe Conservation Trust. Welcome and good morning.
Thank you.
We've got Julia Chub, my classmate, Community Liaison Officer at Yakshe Conservation Trust. We've got Marcilio Ack, who is all the way in the corner there. He's actually the Protected Areas Manager, and Maximiliano Cal, Marketing and Communication Manager at Yakshe Conservation Trust. Guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Welcome.
morning.
And it's so nice to have you in. 20 years, Yakshe. I bet that's one of the best feelings for the fact that you guys are celebrating. Let's jump on into it, Manager, Executive Director. Let's talk about Yakshe and how we got started.
Okay, well, good morning once more. Yakshe got started since 1998, and yeah, we're celebrating 20 years of existence. Like I mentioned, the organization started in 1998 when community leaders from 4 different communities came together to actually protect what is now the Golden Stream Corridor Preserve. And the reason why they came together was because at that time they saw the need to actually protect that 15,000 acres of land because it was subject to unsustainable practices at the time and subject for sale. So community leaders of Medina Bank, Indian Creek, Big Falls, and Golden Stream came together and said, well, let's do something about this land here. And that's where they came together and they lobbied for the declaration of what is now the Golden Stream Corridor Preserve.
Wow.
They were very passionate about doing something about the protection of that area, and they recognized that the area played a very a good importance in terms of the watershed, the services that the forest offers, and they decided that, you know, they needed to do something about protecting the Golden Stream Corridor Preserve.
Now, we missed a very important element because, unfortunately, there are so many Belizeans who've not ventured down south. And you say Golden Stream, Medina Bank, and Big Falls.
Right.
And we know these areas, but not everybody else does. So talk to us about where you're located in terms of your own corner in Belize.
Yes, so Yakshe basically, the Yakshe works is, we're basically working in an area called the Maya Golden Landscape. So Yakshe basically manages 3 protected areas. The Golden Stream Corridor Preserve, which I must say is a private protected area, so it's owned by the organization. And then there's Bladen Nature Reserve, and then there's Maya Mountain North Forest Reserve, all located in southern Belize, the most southern part of the country. So within the Maya Golden Landscape lies 8 Mayan communities that we work with. And these 8 includes Medina Bank, Indian Creek, Golden Stream, Big Falls. So these communities, they play a very vital role in protected area management because they're right within the midst of these protected areas. So we believe that there needs to be some balance between harmony and nature for the development of both. So that's how we actually first started to establish our programs, working with these communities, not only in protected area management, but also in community outreach and livelihoods, enhancing their livelihoods so that together we can work for the common good of natural resources.
And we had the map up so people could see exactly where. It's about, what, 20 miles? It's from PG?
It's about 20, 25 miles away from PG, an hour drive.
But you know, while because on that drive you could see the real greenery of this country, and this is the reason why a lot of people prefer to venture off south when they really want to see the real beauty of Belize. Now, my question is, normally you get the name of an organization from something that actually touches your heart, you know, and that we could recognize with. What is Yakshe?
Yakshe.
Wait, hold on. Can we just say congratulations to John for getting that proper pronunciation? Because, no, but not everybody knows. Go ahead.
Yakshe basically is the cotton tree, or the Ceiba patendra. That tree was chosen to represent the organization because it's a sacred tree to the Maya,
Yeah.
the ancient Maya. And according to the Mayan mythology, this represents the connection between the three levels of the earth. The root grows very deep and it connects the underworld. The trunk, which is on the earth where human lives, and then the branches connects the upper world. And so according to them, that's very sacred to them. For us, it represents strength. It represents networking, where we network with partners, communities, and also it represents leadership for us, because one of the things that comes to mind when we say strength is during after the Hurricane Iris in 2001. That tree was standing tall over the rest, and basically that tree is very strong because it's deep rooted, and so we identify ourselves as Yaxche.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful tree, so majestic, the way it stands so tall. So let's talk about, reflecting on any anniversary, you have particular moments that stand out, milestones that you've been able to reach along the way. Let's look at those over the past 20 years within your own respective areas. So let's start from you as the head of the organization currently.
Well, like I mentioned, Yaxche came a long way.
Yeah.
And I must start from the very top. It's very difficult to kind of summarize what has happened in 20 years.
Yeah.
But I must say that with the leaders coming together, taking that initiative to do something about that protected area really speaks a lot about how community feel in regards to protected areas. That was one. The fact that Yaxche had been able to partner with Flora and Fauna International to really boost up programs, to really build that capacity, but also to fundraise, to start the development of the program, what is now today the Protected Area Management Program, the Community Outreach and Livelihoods Program, and then actually managing protected areas. The confidence that the government of Belize, particularly the Forest Department, had on the organization in trusting us to actually manage these very pristine protected areas. I think those are at the beginning, the three accomplishments that happened between 1998 and 2008.
Now, being in the middle of these different communities obviously means that you have to have a great working relationship with the people, with the villagers themselves. And I'm going to bring it over to Marcilio, sorry, I'm mixing up both your names. Talking about working as the protected areas manager and the relationship that you build with the communities that surround it.
Yes, it's like what the executive director mentioned. It didn't come easy.
Yeah.
There were so many challenges that we encountered, but that didn't stop us from doing what we want to do, because we have a vision of what we want to do. So the protected area is at that time was something new to village, to people.
Yeah.
So they feel that we're blocking away lands from them, and that they were using. But actually, we are when we started managing, it was Golden Stream, the Golden Stream Corridor Preserve. That was a privately protected area. It was private land before. It was owned by Caribbean Cattle Company. This is way back before it was GSCP. So we had to do a lot of awareness, and slowly people start to understand that there is a need to conserve or to protect some of the resources that we depend on. Because when you look at what is going on, if you don't protect the area, and what do you have for the other generation to come? Because it's not only us now using the resources, so there is a need to conserve that, and we are very happy that we are able to conserve the Golden Stream Corridor Preserve, which is very important corridor that links the Maya Mountain all the way to the coastal plains, the last remaining broadleaf forest. So I must mention here that the buffer communities are very lucky, and they have been up right now after 20 years a lot of the people in the community have now understand the work that we are doing than when we started 20 years ago.
Yeah. Now, of course, a key part in that, and I saw it in your anniversary video, and I recall from previous conversations from your visits, what you've been able to do in terms of striking that balance between conservation and still allowing for development and use within the area is one that a lot of organizations are working towards, but it can be challenging. Tell us what you have found to be the tools to success in being able to meet that balance where people don't feel that they're being shut out of an area, but that they benefit both from the long-term conservation and the immediate use.
One of the main things, if I want to bring people into the work, is for them to understand the exact vision and why we are doing conservation. And when we go into the community, we talk to them and we say, okay, we listen to them as well and say, you know what, these are some of the things we can do together. It's based on their interests, it's based on the vision that we see together. And I think that gives us the success that we have in regards to doing the cacao-based agroforestry, coffee-based agroforestry, because that is an environmentally friendly type of farming compared to slash and burn system where you slash the forest and you burn it. And the other thing we start developing as we continue to grow, because when we started out it was like 3 communities, then we expanded to 5, then we went to 8 where we are right now. And slowly building that trust and connection with the community in doing awareness, in doing climate smart agriculture. Another climate smart agriculture that we're doing is the Inga ali cropping. Inga ali cropping.
What is that?
Inga ali cropping is using leguminous trees to plant in rows where land have degraded, and this tree fixes nitrogen into the soil. And the leaf drops a lot of mulch as well, builds up the topsoil. And so when you're ready about maybe 2 years, you can prune that to chest height and then plant your crops between that area, because then what happens is that it'll feed the other crop. It feed your crop for it to produce higher yield. And you can eat the fruit, you can get firewood from the branches, using the branches, and of course it helps the yield to get a higher yield.
Now, trying to move away from traditional practices like slash and burn, I imagine, was a bit of a challenge. Tell us about that, and what has been the buy-in from community members so far?
It has been very challenging for communities because it's a tradition. How can you tell a community, well, your tradition is not working? But like expanding from what Julio said, we've been promoting our smart best agricultural practice for quite some years now. And the difference in terms of promoting is really setting up demonstration farms. We know that it's not easy to change behavior. We know that it's not easy to divert from the practice they had. But farmers learn by seeing and by learning from other farmers, older farmers that we work with within communities. And we have seen tremendous buy-in from farmers to the point where we get requests every single time from other farmers. Well, I learned about your Inga cropping, I learned about your agroforestry. I really want to do something to change my behavior. I really want to do something to change my practice. And we have grown with the farmers that we work with. We work with over 80 farming farmers, and their farming families. And we have seen more buy-in. Of course, it's not easy. Of course, there is still a resistance from communities to actually change their practice. But we do believe that the peer-to-peer learning that we promote, the demonstration farms that we set up are really a tool or an instrument to really show farmers that there is a different way of doing agriculture.
So when they see your successful crops, they want to buy into it.
They want to buy into it. They want to buy into it.
I think this is where the marketing department of Yakshe actually comes in. Because in order, this is definitely a tremendous way of making our country even better, especially the livelihood of these communities in that area. So for the marketing, as a marketing manager, is it a difficult task to market? What's the role there?
So in terms of marketing the products, it's fairly challenging to do. but it's something unique that we're doing in southern Belize. For example, cacao, like what we have here. So we've been working with farmers since 2005 in terms of promoting it, and we have grown so much from since 2005. Now that even in the Agro-forestry concession in My Mountain Earth Forest Reserve, which we started managing in 2015, we have over 165 acres of cacao being grown. Wow. So we're slowly building that momentum with farmers, and the next step is more intensive marketing of the products. For example, here we have honey, which are produced by beekeepers, which we have trained, and we've provided materials, and now it's the marketing part that kicks in. So we're just getting started with the marketing of products. The agroforestry system not only produces cacao, produces honey, it produces like mangoes, it produces other fruit trees, and so many things that cacao-based agroforestry that we have envisioned has grown so much over the years. Yeah. But just as we were going into the history, we started off with just managing Golden Stream Corridor Preserve, which is a private protected area purchased and now owned by Yashe, who is managing it as a protected area. And since then, we have grown to gain the trust of the Forest Department, the government of Belize. And in 2008, we got the co-management of Bladen Nature Reserve. And like I said, in 2015, then we got the Maya Mountain Earth Forest Reserve. Yeah. The Golden Stream Corridor Preserve is about 15,000 acres. The Bladen Nature Reserve is about 100,000 acres. And the Maya Mountain Earth Forest Reserve is about 36,000 acres. So all this area and the communities we work with is what makes up the Maya Golden landscape. And we have been slowly building impact over the past 20 years, and we're very excited to be here and be sharing some of these updates here.
So Martilia told us about the unique qualities of the Golden Stream Reserve. What are the unique qualities of the Bladen Nature Reserve and the Maya Mountain North Forest Reserve?
So the three protected areas which we manage, they're classified as three categories. Yeah. For example, the Golden Stream Corridor Preserve is a private protected area. So we've just put that under protection. Now it's legally recognized as a protected area. Nice. But one of the unique thing about Golden Stream Corridor Preserve is that Marcelo mentioned that it links the Maya Mountains to the coastal forest. Yeah. So it creates that link, especially for animals such as jaguars who need a large territory to move. Who
want to be near water too.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's one of the main reasons why we saw that we needed to protect Golden Stream Corridor Preserve. And of course, we are finding new things within Golden Stream Corridor Preserve. We've discovered new species. We've discovered like molars of like an ancient mammal, a mastodon. So there are so many things that is happening there.
Cool.
And then in Bladen Nature Reserve, well, that one is a nature reserve, and it's the highest category of protected areas in Belize, and only research and education is allowed in that area. Yeah. So it's as pristine as you can get.
And what's the unique quality of that area?
So Bladen Nature Reserve, as Marcelo has had experience working for so many years, we have archaeological sites. There's very pristine, beautiful areas within Bladen Nature Reserve. We have like the Blue Pool, we have like Holy Rock. You'll be amazed when you get there.
Actually, I've camped at Bladen, and it's beautiful. Hiking into the riverside, it's beautiful. You think you know, but it is. It is absolute, and it's savanna, so it's easy to hike in. But I didn't know it's only for research purpose only.
So we take students in, we tell them what Bladen Nature Reserve is. We help them with research, because that's one thing in terms of protected areas management. You need to understand what's happening within these protected areas, and one of the limitations in terms of working as NGOs is that you have limited funding, and having research come in and do research on the wildlife, the different trees, the water, then that helps us as well as managers of Bladen Nature Reserve.
And so Maya Mountain North Forest Reserve.
So Maya Mountain Earth Forest Reserve is like a forest reserve. So you're allowed to do activities in there, but you need to have permission from the forest department.
Okay.
For example, we're doing cacao-based agroforestry within the protected area, and we applied with the forest department to get a concession to do the agroforestry concession within that area. So that's a very unique protected area because we can do certain things within that particular area which we couldn't do, for example, in Belize Nature Reserve. And we're having so much success in Maya Mountain North Forest Reserve, and I guess Christina will go into details a bit that later. No?
Details, please. Details.
Okay, so Maya Mountain North Forest Reserve is very unique because it's the first, what we have there is the first ever community forest concession. It's the first time a community or a group is being, is accessing protected areas to do smart agricultural practice, and I think that is the unique thing, and it's really a model for Belize. We have a pilot project there. We first started in 2015. The farmers that we work with is a cooperative called the Trio Farmers Cacao Growers Association, and they've been planting cacao and basically in an agroforestry system. But not only cacao, but they also are doing Inga alley cropping. They're also planting peppers, some vegetables. You know, they have plans to actually do ecotourism within that area in the future. There's so many bird species that can be found in there. There's so much jaguars, you know, different species of animals that can be found within that area. And the agroforestry system just basically complements that. And we're hoping that this model can be replicated in other forest reserves in Belize, especially forest reserves that have absolutely no management or they exist as paper parks.
Or have communities near them.
Or have communities near them. It's a way how you can build that stewardship within communities for the protection of these natural resources.
We do mention communities, and for the time being now, after 20 years, we have 8 communities that are actually a part of it, 80 farmers.
Yes.
What are we hoping within the next, 10 years or next 5 or 10 years? We've got 8 villages. Are we expecting more to come on board? What are we hoping for the next few years?
Of course, I think the important thing here is to really build that awareness and that stewardship within communities. You know, we know that we have come a long way, but there is still more to do in terms of communities understanding why protected areas is so important. Especially, you know, and I come into the incursions that happen within protected areas. You know, the land clearances that have been happening within protected areas. This is our patrimony. Yeah, the illegal logging. This is our patrimony. This is our resources. And I really feel that it's important that communities are aware why protected areas are so important. How is it that they're benefiting from it? What is it that they can gain from these protected areas? Not only for their families, but also for the future generation as well.
Now, having developed such a progressive model in being able to, as I said before, balance the use of the forest reserve as well as maintaining it for conservation process, what has been the reach from other people? Have other organizations reached out to kind of find out how Yashe has been able to make this work so that perhaps it can be replicated in other parts of the country or even outside?
One of the things that we do at Yashe is we always believe in transferring information.
Yeah.
And we at Yashe as well do similarly with the communities which we work with. For example, we take farmers to Honduras to learn about Inga cropping system, to get intensive training about these things. We take them to Guatemala, we take them to other parts of we also even took them to Cuba to learn about certain things that they could develop and implement within their farms.
You sure you just didn't want to go to Cuba?
I'm
kidding.
It's a fun Friday.
But yeah, I mean, like as well, we want knowledge, and as well we want to share knowledge, and I'm sure Julio could explain a little bit more on how we bring in other people as well.
Peer-to-peer learning is one effective way. You take a farmer, go see what they're doing, their success, their experience, what are some of the things that they can learn and share with each other. Farmers forum meetings, and that sharing of experience with each other is something that, you know, a lot of people look forward to. We also partner with agriculture. You know, agriculture, for them to get the ideas of, for example, technical expertise in regards to beekeeping, even pest and disease, knowledge in pest and disease monitoring and and make sure that what we are doing with the farmers is to be able to be successful and gain income. We believe that the farmers and the community members can continue to access healthy food, can continue to access clean air, clean water, shelter, and income, with the wise use of the resources within the Maya Golden Landscape area. And we have been able to reach out to other farmers from other parts of the country where they come in and say, oh, I want to take a training, how can I do that? Well, whenever we have a training, we invite, you can join in and partake in the training as well. Because we don't have the resources, as Max was saying, we don't have the resources to, bring in new farmers each and every time, no? But we try to engage as much people as possible. Within
one of the initiatives that we've been doing is that we've recently brought farmers from the Agro-forestry reserve to see what we're doing at the Agro-forestry concession. But we're doing those things on a regular basis so that not only that we learn, but we share the information that we've accumulated over the years in terms of working with communities, especially farmers within the Maya Golden Landscape.
Are these protected areas open to tourism?
Not the Bladen Nature Reserve. Because like what Max mentioned, it's strictly education and research. But protected areas such as the Golden Stream Corridor Preserve, which is a private protected area, and Maya Mountain, you can do tourism within that area. Of course, you'd have to go through proper procedures, having a plan in place, getting endorsement by the forest department, and having a long-term plan in terms of what will take place.
No, and I ask this question because just listening to, actually envisioning what you guys are actually talking about, and the fact that you've done some hiking or some camping out, it brings me to the point that we as Belizeans, we're venturing out to other countries and we're doing these things, when in reality we've got that real beauty. We're the jewel inside the jewel of this world.
Exactly.
And then finding that the jawbone of a mastodon, that's a dinosaur. And we want to see it. That's the reason why I ask for a pics, because we want to see what this thing is like. So for us to venture off into these areas, it would be definitely a plus to Yaashe. So how are we venturing off into getting these things started, or having Belizeans know that they're able to venture off into it?
At Golden Stream Corridor Preserve, we're already beginning, we're opening our trails to have people go in. But certain areas such as the Mastodon Cave, we're doing some assessment in that area, so that we make sure that whenever we take people in, we have a proper plan in place and very little disturbance occurs. But within Golden Stream Corridor Preserve, we offer things like ranger for a day, we do birding, we do kayaking within the area. So we do offer tours within Golden Stream Corridor Preserve, and our arm that's doing that is Ecotourism Belize. So that's part of our sustainable financing initiative. And I think Christina could explain a little bit more further in terms of what are some of the visions in terms of tourism within our area of work.
Yeah, and precisely because we want Belizeans to be aware of what we have in country. I mean, like you're right. We don't have to travel to Mexico. We don't have to go to the US. We have everything here. And that's exactly what we're trying to do with the packages we offer within the Golden Stream Corridor Preserve. There's so much things to see, so much watersheds to enjoy. We get a lot of visits from different students, from different people coming in saying, I want to see what it is to be with a ranger for a day. I want to see the work of a ranger. And I think that is one of our most popular tours.
That's cool.
It's quite interesting. We hear about incursions happening in protected areas, all these things happening, and people are curious and they want to know what is there.
Yeah, they're your frontline defenders.
Exactly.
Well, we got to take a break. So I know that we have quite a bit coming up. We have some trivia. We have even more conversations about the work you've been doing with communities. And most importantly, achieving 20 years only puts more pressure for the next 20 years. We'll be talking about that as well. But we're going to go ahead and take our first break. And when we come back, we'll continue our conversation as we celebrate along with Yaashe their 20th anniversary. So stay tuned.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
And welcome back.
Yep, look where we are. My gosh. It seemed that we were in the hot seat for this morning.
I know, I was going to say Christina should have welcomed us back. She's the game show host for today. So Christina, not only did you want to share your anniversary with us, you wanted to quiz us as well.
Oh my God.
Was this for the fun part of it, to laugh at what we remember and don't?
Exactly. We spoke so fast, so I hope you guys grasp what we were saying.
Oh my gosh. We will try.
I'm going to, you know, they say you should never start something negatively, but I'm trying to get rid of these negative thoughts that I have.
I know you guys will do great.
Yeah, how are we going to play this game? What's the...
So I'll be asking the question, and you guys will be writing the answer.
Okay.
And then at the end, I'll go through the 10 questions, and then at the end, we'll see who gets it right.
So we don't write it and then show it. So we write the answer, put it in the bottom, and then wait until after the 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but then
Sweet.
John is too close. He might cheat. He like a barrier.
All right.
All right, here's the first
Ready
one.
and set.
Yeah. The word yakshe means this in Mopan and Spanish.
Oh my God. Marlene is fast.
Yeah, Marlene is getting
I'm
there.
just-
Yeah, she's
Yes.
getting there.
The second question is, what is the significance of the ceiba tree?
Oh my gosh. The significance of the ceiba
Of
tree.
the ceiba tree.
Huh. I guess I should draw a line. I don't remember that one. I'll just draw a line.
Yeah, you can remember something.
Ay, 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 ay. 2 minutos, 2 minutos. Yeah. There's a line
You can
there.
do it.
There's a line there. So what do? Go to the next question?
Well, it's up to you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So the third question, this is easy. The third question is, when was Yakshe Conservation Trust founded?
Ooh, I don't remember this one either. These are hard questions.
Number 4 is, name 2 of the 4 communities involved in the formation of Yakshe.
Name 2 of the...
Name 4. Name 2 of the 4 communities involved in the formation of Yakshe.
Okay, this is really taxing my brain now. All right.
Number 5, the natural corridor connection, the Maya Mountain Forest to the Caribbean coastal plains was purchased and renamed as a private protected area.
So true or false?
No,
or?
you need to name the protected area that I'm talking about. So the natural corridor, which protected area connects the natural corridor with the Maya Mountain Forest to the Caribbean coastal plains, was purchased and renamed as a private protected area.
I need to draw a line
Okay. You just
All right.
guessed, John. Trust yourself.
Number 6, what is the name of the world's oldest conservation organization that signed a 12-year agreement with Yakshe to build their work?
I guess I need to draw another line.
And this was mentioned
Read the
earlier.
question again.
Yeah,
Let
it
me
was
give
the
you a
first
quick-
part
it
of the
was mentioned
conversation.
earlier. Yeah.
If she remembers, what's the
Yeah.
question again?
What is the name of the world's oldest conservation organization that signed the 12-year agreement with Yakshe to build their work? I spoke about it a little bit earlier in terms of our partnership.
All right.
Oh my God!
You won't even guess.
I'm guessing as we speak.
Drawing a line is not guessing.
I didn't remember that one.
Seven.
Do not recall.
N-E.
Number 7 is, when did Yakshe start co-managing the Bladen Nature Reserve?
Okay, that's 7, right? I think I remember that one.
I think so.
All right.
Yeah, the other one is a bit tricky because we didn't go into much detail, and I don't know if I should ask it, but
You simplify the question for
yeah,
us.
That's
it
number 8.
says
You can change it on the
here,
spot.
how does the spatial monitoring reporting tool SMART help Yakshe to do its work?
Did we talk about that?
No, we
No,
didn't.
skip.
So you can skip that one.
So we don't have to draw a line.
So
No.
this one is automatic points, right? I'll put a check mark.
Yeah.
Number
Free pass.
number 9 is, there are blank acres in the Maya Golden Landscape.
Oh my gosh. Blanc
Not
acres in the
numbers.
Maya
That's one thing
Golden.
I will remember.
Give us a clue. Is it the highest, the lowest, the medium? Because there were 3 different
Acres?
numbers.
It's a high, yeah, it's a high number.
Okay, so it's a high number. This is number 9, right?
Yes,
I'm
that's
just
number
gonna
9.
guess. I don't know.
All right.
Yakshe manages blank number of protected areas in the Maya Golden Landscape.
Give us a clue. That's number 10, right?
That's number 10.
Yakshe manages blank number.
Number of protected areas. How much protected areas does Yakshe manage? We spoke about it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, we did. But I don't remember.
Golden
I'll
Shrimp
draw a
Corridor
line.
Preserve
10,
Private.
9, 8, 7.
All right.
Nobody else
Cool.
is joining in on the counting, and I'm actually counting ahead of it.
All right.
Okay, so there we had our buzzer. Thank you, Henry. That was, yeah.
So
I feel like
didn't
I was taking
remember
the
a few of them.
PSC.
Yes.
So what we'll do now is I'm going over the question,
Do we give our disclaimers
and
now?
then you show your answer. You show me your answer.
Okay.
Show you, so you can say right or wrong. Nobody knows or right.
Tell you what, I have 3, 4 lines.
All right, we'll begin with number
Should just
1 then.
guess.
The word
right.
Yakshe means this in Mopan and Spanish.
Saber tree.
Say, but
Yay, that's correct.
Cotton tree.
Same
Saber
thing,
tree.
Number 2,
Okay.
what is the significance of the saber tree?
I didn't remember.
Connecting
so I
the
just-
3 realms, but I couldn't remember the top one. It was like roots and the
That's,
human
that's
Yeah.
correct, Marlene.
connection and the
So
sky.
I just remember now that to say.
Okay, the third one, when was Yakshe Conservation Trust founded?
1998.
Correct.
Thank
Wow.
goodness we both got that right. That would have been
You guys were really listening.
so bad. 20 years and we can't figure it out.
I love Fridays. All right.
Okay, the other one is name 2
2.
of the 4 communities involved in the formation of Yakshe.
So I've got Golden Stream and Big
Yes.
Falls.
Same too.
Yes, that's correct.
Poor Medina Bank and and who's the 4th?
It's Indian Creek, Golden
Indian
Stream,
Creek.
Medina Bank, and Big Falls.
Those are the villages that you know that you reach.
Yes.
Yeah, you reach PG.
So the fifth one, the natural corridor connects the Maya Mountain Forest to the Caribbean coastal plains, was purchased and renamed as a private protected area.
I didn't remember that one, but I put Golden Stream something it was supposed to be.
It's Golden Stream Corridor something, I guess,
Corridor
reserve.
I put,
Preserve,
yeah,
yes.
I put Golden
Oh,
Stream.
there's a P. I missed
Yes.
the P.
I put Golden Stream.
I get minus 0.5 for missing the P.
All right, so the sixth one is, what is the name of the world's oldest conservation organization that signed the 12-year agreement with Yakshe to build their work?
And what was that one?
It was the Flora and Fauna something.
International.
Okay, I just put a line. I
International.
didn't remember that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So when did Yakshe start co-managing the Bladen Nature Reserve?
I put 2005.
8.
Yes, 2008.
Oh my God.
All right, and then number 8, we skipped it.
No,
so,
we both get
we
5
got
points.
correct.
Yes.
We both got 8 correct. There you go.
so no, the other
This
one,
one I guess completely.
yeah. There are blank acres in the Maya Golden Landscape.
I put 100,000 acres.
You're cheating. You copy. If we get the same number, that's
Oh
weird.
my gosh, you guys placed the same number.
Yes.
Because
That one is
you gave the clue.
770,000 acres.
Oh, we were way off.
Bladen Nature Reserve is 100,000.
Oh.
And then the last one, Yaksha
three.
manages
was
blank
three.
number of protected areas in the Maya Golden Landscape.
It's three.
Yes, 3.
Yay!
Obviously have a winner here.
And that's because my short-term memory is not very good.
Oh my God, that was a good Friday. That was a good one.
Whew. All right, I feel like I have some dignity as I walk back over to continue the interviews. But we are going to continue our conversation. So we're shifting back over. And John, I'm told there's another quiz coming up for us. So
Man.
we'll see, right? Now we
love
really
Fridays.
got to pay attention.
We love Fun Fridays, and that's what we're doing as we speak. So we move on over.
That's right.
So we continue the conversation.
And the guys are what's that sound in the end? Is that the howler monkey, right?
Yeah.
You have howler monkeys in the reserve too?
Yes.
You have everything
Yeah.
in Bladen.
Really? Wow.
Even the harpy eagle as well.
Ooh.
Right in the
And
area.
tapirs?
Tapirs, jaguars,
Jaguars,
Yeah.
mountain lions.
yeah.
All the 5 cats.
5 cats, yeah.
Maybe nature still have the abundance of wildlife.
Yeah.
We do say new, we have spoken about new species. And can we reckon a few of these things that would eventually take us into, because we're seeing it in those areas?
Yeah, in terms of, because in the nature reserve, well, Yashe work with researchers, and they work along with our rangers. They go out, and one of the new species that they found in Bladen was the Cinnamomo laraceae,
Yeah.
which
Plant species.
It's a plant species.
it's a plant species that has it's new to
Cinnamomo.
science. So we are still monitoring it, looking at when it flowers, when it fruits, and all these things. So.
Wow.
Cool.
And that's one of the things we do in the protected areas that we manage, because we need to know what is in there.
Yeah.
And in the protected area management, we have 2 programs that we work. One is the enforcement, and the other one is research and monitoring.
Yeah.
We have our rangers and a team of what we call them parabiologists, because they work every day. They work with researchers, and when researchers leave, we continue to monitor. We continue to do the work that that they started. And we also, like I mentioned, we are 20 years old, and when we started, we only started with about 4 or 5 staff.
Yeah.
Now we are like 28 or 30 staff.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because that's really part of the conversation I wanted to get in. And any organization that reaches this milestone, while it's important to talk about your work, you also know where we don't get enough time to speak of the people who drive these efforts. And without a great staff, without committed people, and sometimes you have people who are there for as long as the organization exists, to be able to keep the work going. Christina, let's start with you. Leading this organization, first of all, I mean, we have male on sets here. I'd imagine your rangers are probably mostly males as well. Talk to us about your own your own leadership style and working with your team?
Yes, so as Marcilio mentioned, we have 30 staff, and that has grown over the years.
From 5?
From 5. And we have different expertise on board. It's very difficult, the type of work that we do, but one thing I can say is that Yakshe has a culture of very passionate people.
Yeah.
We have different expertise ranging from science, from monitoring, from research, to expertise in beekeeping, expertise in extension work in the smart agricultural practices and agronomy. Marcilio is an expert in jaguar tracking and human-jaguar conflict, working with farmers to make a balance between the work on the farms, the cattle ranching, and the jaguars. There's so much passionate people, and I could say I'm fortunate to have Marcilio as part of the staff. He's been with Yakshe from since inception.
Wow.
So he holds a lot of history, and coming on board in 2012 was something amazing for me.
Were you originally from the South?
Yes, I'm originally from the South, but prior to coming to Yakshe, I was mainly focusing a lot on marine biology, working in marine reserves in southern Belize, in Placencia particularly. So just coming on board in 2012 was just amazing for me, and the transition was so great.
You had the best of both worlds, from sea to forest.
From sea to forest. And we have an amazing team in terms of doing this work. A lot of the staff is very passionate in terms of what they do, and we could see that transmitted in the work with communities and in the work in protected area management.
Tell us about your histories, the rest of you.
Yeah, I just want to add to Christina's talking about the people that drive the work. But a major part of our work, as I mentioned, financing NGO and the work that we do is very challenging. And one of the ways in terms of doing the work is outsourcing volunteers. So we get international volunteers who come. Some we've had for a very long time, for 6-7 years, who've stayed at Yakshe. They have given them time because I think they really enjoy doing the work that Yakshe does. And we have had so many expertise come in. They have trained our rangers, they have trained, like for myself as well, in terms of marketing. And the idea is that there's so many expertise out there, and at Yakshe we need that expertise. So we look for volunteers and we collaborate with them, and we give them the experience of working in Belize with us. But for myself, I do mostly
Where are you
marketing.
from?
I'm from Halacte. I was born in Halacte, but I grew up in Punta Gorda.
Okay.
So I would call myself PG.
For people who haven't had time down south, that's a big deal. You're saying you didn't grow up in Halacte, you grew up in PG.
Yes.
Yeah. So well, my work, I started with Yakshe in 2009. I just graduated from high school, and it was very difficult for me to progress to go to university and even get a job. So I think one of the approaches to my conservation work was to start volunteering. So I started volunteering at Yakshe, and I've moved from different positions within Yakshe. Now I'm the marketing and communications manager. And I really enjoy the work that I'm doing because there's so many things that Yakshe is doing, and it's incredible work. And for me, I have that creativity, and it just allows me to do something that I love. And I'm very happy to be with Yakshe from since 2009.
And Marcilio, wait, I want to get to Marcilio so he can give us this 20-year history. Where are you from?
I'm from Indian Creek Village, one of the buffer community of the Golden Stream Corridor Preserve.
So you are a trailblazer. You were a part of the beginning of the organization.
Yes, I was part of the starting this organization way back in 1998. And I have seen the organization evolve from where we started up to where we are right now. Like I mentioned earlier, with just 5 staff, and right now up to 30 staff, a lot of things has changed. A lot of things has built up to do our work better in terms of Yakshe has, under the protected area management, we have 2 teams. the research and monitoring team, and also the enforcement team. So before, when Yakshe started, well, nobody would think that our work is would eventually develop. We have built the capacity of our rangers now that in collecting information when you go out in the field, when you're patrols. We have, right now we have 12 rangers, right? And the work that we do is no longer just running in the forest, patrolling, but we collect information.
Yeah.
And one of the tools we're using right now, like, you know, they ask you the question and try, yeah, we didn't talk about it. But if we have talked about it, then
monitoring tool.
Yeah, this the a spatial monitoring and reporting tool, which makes which makes life easy to monitor and to record whenever you're doing your patrols.
Yeah.
You record
So what is it, just recording what you see as you go along?
No, what we do right now is that we use a tablet. The rangers take a tablet out in the field, and there is our data model which was developed with all the necessary information that we need. So it's easier for the ranger just to go in and just, you know, using the tablet and just punching. Yeah, and then which again makes life easy to query. Not like when we started before, when we started with just, you know, writing down on paper. I have a whole bunch of paper there. How can you query? How can you analyze the report? But now we have reached to a point that it's easy to get the information.
And these patrols are day and night, or?
No, we do mostly day patrol. Day patrol in a protected area. So.
The technology that Marcelo is talking about is SMART. We call it SMART, Spatial Monitoring and Reporting Tool. But this is a software that you put on a tablet, and you'd have rangers take it along when they go on patrol. And this software works with a database, and it also works with the global positioning system.
GPS.
So GPS, so wherever rangers go, we are able to record that.
So if I write the information here, you can track me to this space, which is...
And you could also take photos, so they're georeferenced, so everything is there, so it's easier to analyze.
That's cool.
So rangers don't have to go at the ending of the month to see where they are, where they were, and how they recorded dates to remain that it's consistent. So whenever at the ending of the month, of the week, they're analyzed by Marcelo, the team leaders, and the entire protected areas management team.
Cool.
Would you say that's for being a ranger, would you say that's like one of the coolest part of it, because you're actually out there, or all 30 staff members are able to go on out in the field and collect data?
No, it's like I mentioned, we have two teams, the research and monitoring program. They do mostly work with our science coordinator. They collect information on biodiversity of the area. Yeah.
What's your favorite project that you worked on or memory in the past 20 years?
Oh, my project is human jaguar conflict.
That you love what you do.
Yes.
Yeah, but before I go into that, like you asked me about how do I feel, my experience. And after 20 years, and I mentioned this to most of my colleagues, that the challenges of the work makes me continue going. Because without challenges, I mean, you just get bored.
That is right.
So the work that, because it makes me challenges, and it allows me to learn new things, new ideas, work with different people. Being in the organization for 20 years, I have worked with volunteers almost all over the world.
Wow.
And a lot of them, at this point in time, over the past 2 or 3 years now, we have been getting volunteers in country, which is good. We are not only relying
so we have Belizeans who are coming too.
Yeah, Belizeans are now coming to volunteer with us from the University of Belize, and which is good, and that's what we are aiming for.
Yeah, awesome. So let's bring it over to Julio now. Tell us about your experience.
Well, I joined the Yakshe in 2004. There were already some activities, the ranger program, there was some awareness program. But when I joined, well, I live in Big Falls, and I was excited. I was looking for a job in conservation, because back then, man, people want to work for an NGO that, doing resources, and my passion lies in, you know, in conservation and so on. So I was excited to join in 2004, and Mr. Bartolo, who lives in my village, I took him as a role model as well, because he works with people, communities, and conservation. And so, you know, I joined, and then I started doing education and awareness, which again is dealing with people, students, did summer camps, did trips to the reef, trips into the protected areas, and get to know a lot of people. And even community leaders make the connection with the community leaders, and people who have founded the organization, actually talking to them, you know, and listening to them, you know, what are some of the drive, the vision they had, you know, makes me really want to work for Yaxche. Yeah. And like Marcelo mentioned, I've seen some of the changes that went through from 2004 to 2018 now. 14 years. Yeah, 14 years. And I really enjoy working for Yaxche. Basically, I think I have contributed to some of the way how the community have involved, the work at Yaxche, sharing it in the community, listening to what are some of the things that community's vision, you know, is, you know.
Christina, one of the things I've always identified about Yaxche is it started off as a homegrown initiative, and it still feels homegrown. Yeah. These guys are all from the communities. I know other people who've come on the show are from the communities as well. Is that a part of, is that a decision made in how you want to run the company, the organization, or is it just that naturally the people who are seeing the work of Yaxche are most attracted to continuing the work?
I think it's both. It has been rooted, it has been community oriented since 1998, and that has been the culture within the organization. And like I said, most of the rangers that and the parabiologists that we have on board are from the communities, and they become stewards within their communities. And I think that that's a strategy that is used to really promote the work of the organization, and they're so passionate about doing that. So yeah, it's I think it's both.
How many females on staff?
We have what, six or seven females on staff.
Still looking for more, Marcelo said.
Yeah.
Do we have female rangers?
We're looking for them.
Yeah. Anybody who wants to do it.
Yeah. When we
have
ranger position, we just put it out on our website or on Facebook, and it's not limited only to male, it's also female.
So tell us, since there is the program where I can go and be a ranger for a day, tell me what would be a ranger for a day experience. What do we get to do?
So for a ranger for a day, you would go with a ranger to see what are the monitoring activities that they do. Yeah. So you would go on a patrol on a trail to look for signs of illegal activities. You also do biodiversity monitoring. Yeah. So you do a short version of a transect. You listen to birds, you record them, and of course you get to enjoy the different the sites, the rivers, the different fauna and flora within the protected area, Golden Stream Corridor Preserve. But yeah, you get to be involved with it. And as well at Yaxche, what we try to do is that we try to promote the women's group which we work with. So we're working with women's group, for example, in Indian Creek. So they do like catering services, and at the ending of this tour, you would get that traditional Maya meal. Mostly it's like caldo.
Ooh, yum!
Yeah, you do, right?
With japa, you know, with the caldo.
Yeah,
the corn tortilla, you know, all these handmade, and you can see, you can be right there when they're making it from the kamal, and then, you know, and it's also linked, Max mentioning, also linked to the farmers as well, because you want to, people want to know what's cacao. Yeah. What do you do with cacao? Yeah. And you go in the trail, you see the cacao trees, the fruit, and you taste it, and then the honey and the chocolate that these people do from it. You know, it's linked to that as well.
So very quickly, I think, before we move into looking at the future, let's talk about the agro-processing. And I know you said you are trying to market the products now, but my first question is, the proceeds of what is grown in the reserve, who does it go to? Is it split between farmers and the organization? Is it exclusively for farmers? How does this work?
For example, in the Agro-forestry concession, it's exclusively for farmers. They're the ones that benefit from it. They're the ones that will generate their income from what is produced.
Okay.
The role the organization plays right there is really supporting that, making a difference. And that hence the reason why we set up the Ecotourism Belize as a business or as a financing, alternative financing towards the organization in terms of the tours. We have really have been talking to the community, especially the group that we work with in TRIO, the TRIO Farmers Cacao Growers Association, in terms of venturing into tourism, and perhaps that is something that will be done jointly with the organization and the group. But at the moment, the support that we give them is just the technical and trying to instill that behavioral change within these groups.
Where do we find the products?
Sorry?
Where do we find the products?
You can find the products within the farm. Like, for example, I could mention Daniel Chikin, who is an exemplary farmer and has been working with Yaksha for quite some years now. And he basically has his products displayed on his farms. But he also has a little shop within the village where he has his coconut water, where he has his honey, where he has his cacao, where he has his chocolate drink. He has it right there in display. And whenever we have expos or any events, we would bring these farmers so that they can showcase their products and have sale for their products there.
Okay. So there's honey, there's cacao, and you mentioned fruits.
Yes.
Quite a bit of fruits. And what else are we missing? What else is offered?
So just before we get into that, I just wanted to clarify, add a little bit of what Christina is saying. So the work that we're doing with farmers, Yaksha doesn't get any financial benefit from the work with farmers. So we believe that we should be empowering communities and training them and teaching them in producing the products and even building capacity in example marketing and also in business management.
Yeah.
And so these are some of the products, but we also have farmers like Daniel Chiquin, who's also looking into producing his own chocolate. And as well, you know, he offers tours within his farm. So he's one of our model farmers because we've started working with him and his dad, and they have grown so fast over the years that they're just envisioning things and they're doing it on their own. And that sometimes Yaksha is not even supporting them, and they're even doing more and more in terms of that. And those are the types of those are the things that we want farmers to think, to keep moving ahead, you know.
Great. Well, we got to take another break, and when we come back, we're definitely going to find out more details about the ecotourism, because I think it's summer. People can definitely take advantage of that. And acknowledging 20 years, but where do we go from here? That's the hard question when we come back.
If you're looking for low-cost television advertising, have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you save valuable time and money. Call us today at 223-0146 or visit us at our offices on Pony Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
For over 20 years, Great Belize Television, Channel 5, has been the leader in award-winning local programming. We have also produced some of the best video commercials, documentaries, and live events for clients countrywide. And we continue to offer high-quality production services to maximize your advertising needs for your business or organization. From concept to completion, let us help you achieve your marketing goal by producing your commercial, documentary, graphic animation, live event, or even designing your website. Using state-of-the-art equipment and experienced personnel, we can make your ideas come alive. For more information, come see us on Coney Drive or give us a call at 223-0146 or 223-7781.
in the hot seat again.
Yeah, we were in the hot seat, but we're ready and set. It's a fun Friday.
That's right. We are, if you're just joining us, we're continuing our conversation. This show, of course, we're teaming up with Yakshe Conservation Trust as they celebrate their 20th anniversary.
20th anniversary. They started in 1998, and we're about to get ready and set to join in again with this trivia. So,
okay, Julio, be nice to us.
Welcome.
Hold your mic up, yeah?
yeah, hold
okay.
your mic up.
Yes,
What
Let's see
welcome,
the
welcome.
game show personality now.
All right. Well, we're gonna draw something here. Oops.
Don't
And then
worry
what do we have to do or about it? And then so you draw, and then what do we have to do?
Well, I guess you want to identify and see what we have there on the board.
Cool.
Okay, how much time do we have?
We've got about
We
2
got
minutes.
2
All right,
minutes.
so here we
All
go.
right, let me.
All right, go.
And
All
we
right.
start.
It's hills, mountains, Maya
Yes,
mountains.
correct,
yeah.
correct.
Trees.
Trees.
All right. Yeah,
forest.
you got that one.
Vegetation.
Uh-huh.
there
Let
we
me
go.
change my mic here.
Okay.
I mean, all right.
So we had,
Okay.
No.
that is
Stream, water,
stream,
yes.
golden stream.
Yes, yes. the golden
Yeah.
stream. You get that right. Yes.
See, you're good at
And-
drawing.
Well,
Yes,
I'm trying here. All right. The other one here would be.
That
That's a
is communities.
cottages, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes,
villages.
yes. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Now you have. Let me draw some.
Villagers,
People.
rangers,
Yeah. and then
farmer.
Farmer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me draw another one here.
That is,
The
I
wife.
can't see.
Wife and kids.
All right.
Families.
Yes.
Family, uh-huh.
Families. Yes. And then I'm gonna draw something else here. Let me see some. And then,
Fish, fishes.
Yes. 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 Uh-huh. You got
fish,
that
yes.
correct. Yeah. I hope you
Birds.
can understand this
Happy
one.
eagle.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. You get that right. Yeah. Yeah.
That one look good for you.
Yes,
I swear.
yes. And then I'm gonna draw some other things here. I'm just gonna use this color.
Okay. It's
Trees
a
again.
tree, it's a forest, it's
Yes.
a reserve, it's cacao.
Cacao, yes. Farm. We have farms in the communities.
Yes.
And around the homes as well.
We have,
Trees again.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So
can't see.
fruit
Then-
trees. Cacao again.
Cacao, yes.
Farming.
And then farms around the house.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna draw here.
What is that?
Belizean flag.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right.
This one is to show that we're in Belize, and of course this is down south.
All right. So we've got
Yeah, yeah,
we've
yeah.
got
And then
12 seconds to actually.
okay. Let me draw some.
3 seconds.
That's bees.
Yeah, bees. Yeah, bees. Honey.
Yeah, honey.
All right.
All right. So time is up here. So this is only drawing number 1.
Yes.
All right. So this is actually Golden Stream.
Yakshe through Julio's eyes, right?
This is actually Golden Stream Nature Reserve, I would think. Golden Stream Reserve.
Well, you have the hills here with the
Oh,
forest.
we're guessing what the total picture is,
The
or I
total
thought we were
picture is
guessing
actually-
along the way.
The
Okay,
I'm looking.
from the forest to the sea. Aye.
Wait,
got-
we're
you got
looking
the
for
first
one
time.
picture?
Yes, one picture.
One
yeah,
more
yeah,
on the
general-
entire picture?
Yeah, the entire
Yes,
picture.
this is actually the
Isn't it Yakshe? This is the Golden Stream Corridor Preserve. This is
Is it?
Maya Mountain North Forest Reserve Agro-processing.
You get that? You guys put it together. The Golden Stream Corridor
I'm just
Preserve with the
starting to throw
river.
words now.
With the forest itself, along with the communities and the crops, working with farmers, the women, the children, family, and the wildlife that are within the area.
That are within
good.
Belize.
Yeah.
All right.
So
cool. That's cool.
I don't know if we successfully did it or not, but
No, you guys
we
are good. You guys are
completed
good.
the task here. All right, we're going to shift back over for a
All
final
right.
leg of our conversation as we talk about what's next for Yakshe. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, one of the things that I think is big on the work of these protected areas is actually the highlight that the media does with the protected areas, with Yakshe and all the protected areas. And we're about to venture off because, first of all, I must say that I'm so glad to be a part of the 20th anniversary as we celebrate. We're about to venture off, to Marlene, into what's next. Where do we go from here for Yakshe? Anybody? Jump on it.
Just before we go into that, I would just like to share a little bit more about protected areas management. Like we said, that we started working with protected areas management since 1998. And at Yakshe, we believe that we need to have management plans that work. And one way which we are doing that is understanding what's occurring within these protected areas. So since 2009, we've developed a biodiversity synthesis strategy in terms of how we go about monitoring wildlife within these protected areas. So we've now moved to trained rangers. Now we're doing monitoring on trees, monitoring on mammals such as jaguars, tapirs, on birds, freshwater, macroinvertebrates that live in the streams. All of these things help us get an idea of how the ecosystem and the protected areas are doing. And a challenge in terms of working with protected areas management and with communities as well is with human-jaguar conflict. And Marcelo, who's been working very much involved in that work, perhaps could share a little bit about that.
It's a project that started, one of the projects for Yakshe that was started in 2014. A reason for it is because, you know, communities or people look at the conservation NGOs, how they could help some of the conflict that they're experiencing. One of the main conflict in the south, and it's happening as we speak, we have jaguars going around their houses, going around their steps, attacking dogs, and domestic animals, pigs, calves. So what we do about it? So what we're trying to do in the human-jaguar conflict is that I'm trying to find ways of how we can mitigate this problem by using like solar lights or something that will deter jaguars. So and we have been working much with cattle farmers, but there is but the problem continues. We want how we can address some of the problems that is coming on a daily basis.
So the challenge there is that they attempt to kill it on their own.
Yes, that is the first thing that a farmer would want to do is shoot it and kill it, and, you know. But sometimes you will not be killing the right animal that is giving the problem. You might shoot another jaguar that is not giving problems. So that is the problem. How can we how can we work?
And these things stem from, you know, like overhunting, cutting down of forests. And that's why protected areas are so important for these cuts. And as well, we are working with farmers to improve farming management for livestock, because that's one of the ways how this issue has been occurring as well, because they would attack cattle. And we've been very interesting work that we're doing in Agro-forestry, for example. We're working with a farmer, Abraham Khan, and he had an attack on a cattle, but he wasn't sure exactly what it was. And by setting up camera traps around his farm, improving the management, his whole perspective on jaguars changed, because he realized that not only were jaguars near his cattle, but there were other wildlife like peccaries, tapir, great curassow. So he did not fear jaguars anymore, but he felt proud about his farm and that he's contributing to conservation.
Diversity.
Exactly, and that's why we are so excited to be working.
We're quickly running out of time, so but I did want to ask one question before we talk about the future and just where you want to go from here. One of the things we haven't talked about in terms of threats is the incursions issue, and I want to find out where Yakshe is in addressing this problem. Do you have incursion problems? Is it from across the border? Is it from other communities? What's the threat there?
We do face a lot of issues in terms of the incursion. One of the biggest things that we have seen is really land clearances. And I must say that it comes both from communities within Belize, but also from Guatemala. For example, in Bladen Nature Reserve, we have seen increase in terms of hunting happening within that area. But the level of hunting that we see via the traps that we see within Bladen Nature Reserve is so different than that of what the Belizean is accustomed to. Yeah. So we know for a fact that there is incursion happening from the Guatemalan side into the Bladen Nature Reserve, and likewise in the Columbia River Forest Reserve. We don't manage that protected area, but we do monitor in terms of satellite images, and we have seen tremendous clearances coming. Year by year, we have seen incursions coming more and more into these protected areas. And likewise, similarly with communities in terms of land clearances, and that's why we have been promoting these best smart agricultural practices so that we don't see that type of clearances expand more into these protected areas, because what we're saying is that there's a different way of doing things. You don't have to go into a reserve, and a more sustainable way. But yes, it is happening within these protected areas, and what we have done to really overcome the situation is really increase our patrols. Over the years, we have increased our patrols, and now with the usage of the SMART tool, we have been very efficient in terms of information collection, and also partnering with the Belize Defense Force, the Special Patrol Unit, and to a certain extent the Forest Department. Building that partnership to actually conduct these patrols is very important in the work that we do in these areas.
And the final 5 minutes. So tell us, what do you want to see? You've been able to, as an organization, achieve 20 years. What's in the pipeline for Yashe?
Well, we want to continue build that harmony between nature and communities. We want to ensure that we continue build that stewardship within communities, because protected areas cannot exist without communities, and communities cannot exist without protected areas. So that is what we want to continue instill, but also to foster that partnership that we have. For example, Flora and Fauna International has been there for Yakshe from since inception, and I do want to recognize them here for being there for the organization, continue being there for Yakshe, but also in supporting us in the technical advice and also in the fundraising. We want to continue build that stewardship and strong partnership in the future.
Excellent.
And of course, Belizeans can have their experience in Yashe by accessing your ecotourism, right?
Yes.
So how do they get in touch with you if they want to find out more about the tours, or how they can understand?
They could go on our website, yashe.org. We also have a site specifically for ecotourism Belize, which is ecotourismbelize.com. We also have Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter pages for these. So, and our phone number for 7220108. You could just give us, be able to assist in whatever is needed.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in and sharing your anniversary with us. I mean, the only thing I'm disappointed about is that it wasn't actually in Yashe, in the reserve itself, because it is beautiful, and I think we really should encourage people to have the experience for themselves and know why we have organizations like you who are working so hard to protect them. So many years in the future, people can still enjoy it in the same way.
Yes. Definitely.
So
definitely.
Thank you
so very much
for being here.
Thank you very much, and as a thank you, we have a T-shirt for you, Marlene.
So festive.
And for John.
Hey, thank you. Sweet. I really appreciate
and check that we didn't talk about bats.
Here we go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And once again, congratulations on your 20th anniversary.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and take our final break now, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap-up, so stay tuned.